Kai Chase was Michael Jackson's personal chef and was in the kitchen of the pop star's rented home on the morning that he died, and she is with us exclusively. Kai, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, ma'am.
I'd love to start with this custody agreement. Catherine Jackson will maintain custody of the children. You got to know them very well in the time that you were at their home. You've actually seen them since their dad's death. Do you think this is the right decision for these kids?
I believe so. Oh, definitely. I got a chance to see the children a couple of weeks ago, and just them in the home with the grandmother, Catherine, was a beautiful experience. They had the chance to play with their cousins, and they're having a great time. They look wonderful. They're happy, and I think it's a great decision.
And seem very attached to their grandma.
Yes, that's their grandmother. Absolutely.
You know, the birth mom of Prince Michael and Paris, the two older children, Debbie Rowe, has asked for and will get meaningful visitations with the children so that they can get to know her. Did they ever bring up her name in the time that you were with them?
You know, we never discussed anyone else but what was going on in the home. You know, food, playtime, games, but I never heard of the name.
You never heard them mention Debbie Rowe at all?
No.
How do you think they will handle that situation?
I think it would be great for them. They should know their biological mother. I think that would be great. It would be wonderful for Paris growing up as a young girl. And for the boys. It's good to have a mother figure around. That you'll know.
I want to take you back to June 25th, a truly horrible day. You were at the Jackson home. For you came in every morning as a personal chef around 8:30?
Right, exactly.
When did you realize that something wasn't quite right? Or when did you sense that this was not a normal day?
Well, I get the breakfast ready for the children in the morning around 8:30, like that, 9 o'clock. And they're having breakfast, and time goes by, and putting everything together for them. And I'm looking around 10:30, and normally Dr. Murray, he would come down and...
Dr. Conrad Murray, his personal doctor.
Right. Would come down and retrieve maybe something from Mr. Jackson to start his day off with. Maybe one of the organic juices that I've made, a granola with almond milk, something to start his day. But at this day, I didn't see that. So the hours kept going, so I started to prepare the lunch. The lunch should be ready by 12:30, something, so Mr. Jackson can have lunch with his children.
Which was his normal
routine, before he goes to the rehearsals. And so around 12 o'clock, I look at my cell phone, and it's, okay, let me get ready for the lunch, start preparing this lunch. And I wrap his plates for him, Mr. Jackson, in saran wrap, because he liked to be treated as if you were in a hotel, served, very special. And around 12 o'clock, 12:10, Dr. Murray comes running down the stairs and into the kitchen, the stairwell went into the kitchen. He comes into the kitchen screaming, "Hurry, go get Prince, go get security."
So he's frantic.
He's frantic, yeah. And so I drop everything at that point and run into the den, which is not too far away from the kitchen, and get Prince. Prince, hurry, come with me. Something, Dr. Murray's screaming, something may be wrong with your dad. As Prince goes and sees what Dr. Murray is asking at the stairs, and Dr. Murray runs back upstairs.
And with Prince following him?
No, Prince was downstairs.
Okay, so he didn't take Prince to the room, because we had heard stories of that. That did not happen.
No, I didn't see that. No, that did not happen. And so, in a matter of minutes, I see paramedics running up the stairs, and security skipping stairs, just running up the stairs. This is, at that point, you could feel the energy change. You could just feel, it was a happy home. There's music playing throughout the house, all, just fireplaces roaring and beautiful laughter, and this wasn't that. It just felt still. It just felt like it just didn't feel right, you know what I mean? So we're all panicking and wondering what's going on. Paris is screaming and crying, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." The kids want to know what's going on with their father.
But they are being kept downstairs with you and the housekeeper and a nanny, I believe.
And a nanny.
And what are you all doing?
We're wondering what's going on. We come together in unity. We stand in a circle. We start holding hands and we start praying. We're praying, "Dear God, please let Mr. Jackson be okay." And you know, we're sitting downstairs wondering, an hour goes by, and security comes to us and asks us, you know, at this point, we're asking that you leave the house, leave the premises. And we asked, is Mr. Jackson going to be okay? We're taking him to the hospital.
So at this point, you don't know anything beyond that?
We still didn't know. We still didn't know. We leave, and I hear, I'm driving in my car, I hear on KNX, Mr. Jackson is pronounced dead.
What went through your mind when you heard that?
I had to pull over. I had to pull over on the side of the road because why, who knew? I mean, I panicked, and I was devastated, and I started crying. You know, this was a lovely man. You know, this man was sensational. You know, it was a love to everyone. You know, everyone appreciated the man's, you know, generosity and his, you know, he's just a fabulous man, fabulous father to his children.
I want to ask you about that because, and we'll go back to the days leading up to his death. You first joined the family in March of this year. You got a phone call that there was a client who needed somebody who could prepare healthy meals. You get the job, and then you find out it's Michael Jackson.
Right. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I still feel that right now. You know, I told him, you know, the person I was interviewing with, I thought the person I was interviewing with was the client, but it wasn't. Oh, sure, no problem. You know, the client's going to love you. When can you start? Is what they said to me. I said, you're not the client? And he said, no, this is who you'll be working for. And they gave me a business card. I said, you're kidding. You're kidding, no way. Am I being punked? Am I on candid camera? You know, something like that. No, this is true. He wants you to come work for him.
So you go to Michael Jackson's home, the home he is renting, and the person who interviews you there, or the people that interview you there first, it's not Michael Jackson.
No.
It's his children.
It's the children. It's the children. And, you know, I get to the house, and the first enter the house, and the first people I'm greeted by are these adorable kids, you know, that I had heard were anticipating my arrival. You know, they're like, we can't wait to meet her, can't wait to meet her. You know?
And what did they ask you? What kind of questions?
Oh, they were asking questions like, well, we like healthy food, you know, so smart, you know, so adorable. We like healthy food. Can you cook healthy? You know, what do you like to eat? We talked about everything from food to video games to animals, and we just created an instant bond right there, you know. So ice cream, candies. Daddy only allows us to have sweets when we ask. So
it was healthy living in that home.
Yeah,
now, a few days later, you met Michael. Impression of him and him with his children. We are seeing video today of him with his kids taken back at Neverland. Mm-hmm. But I'm wondering what your impression of them was.
You know, he spent a lot of time with his children's lunches and dinners, you know, at the dinner tables. I would prepare the meals, and he would always make it great ambiance in the dining room for him. Maybe turn the lights down with the twinkling lights, turn up the music. Maybe we're listening to K-Earth 101 or listening to rock and roll while they're dining. Or in the daytimes, you know, he would have maybe some of the art that he enjoyed that he collected. And he'd have it around the dining room. So the kids had an impression they were eating in a museum.
What did he say to you about what he felt your mission should be there? Why was it important for him to have you there? I know he was building up for this tour.
Yeah. You know, I started in March, and I was let go in May. Only to return back in the beginning of June, top of June. And the third day there, Mr. Jackson, he says, can I speak with you? So I meet with him in the hallway, and he says, I know you know what you're doing. You know, I know you're good at what you do. I need you to keep me healthy. You know. I'm
going to stop right there because we're going to take a break. But you left again. You left in May for 3 weeks because of a disagreement with, I guess, a contract problem.
We find
yeah. But you did come back, and when you came back in June, you saw a slightly different Michael Jackson, even though it was just 3 weeks between the last time you had seen him. We're going to pick up there when we come back in our next half hour. Kai Chase, thank you so much.